Let's try. Okay. Smell everybody.
Physical team. Get that. So, first question is, what core values does the central bank have, and how do we know? Definitely list 3 of them,
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually,
but it says in the question, don't just state those clearly.
isn't it right to like attribute the target trustworthy relationship with isn't it?
But there are also like kind of like overlap with the one that they gave, like the teamwork.
Yeah, so the ones they give right off the bat is trustworthy. What are the other ones? Because let's just list those, and then we can talk about the implicit one.
Oh no, I think it's trust, teamwork, and accountability.
Trust, teamwork.
And accountability.
Okay.
No, I think it's 3 to 9.
Customer focus 3 to 1.
Not this one.
It's yeah, I see not the same thing.
I think this is the one that he meant by the 3.
What page is that on?
3
Just
to
read
29. Because here she said like there are 3.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
definitely
so,
the company
yeah.
listed ones.
And then we need to come up with like another 2 that is like less obvious ones.
Well, I think one of the non-obvious ones is performance, just based off of why he got fired.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with his like connections with the community or his
Mhm.
employees or even like ethical problems or anything like that. It was
But
just pure
isn't
performance based.
Something mentioned about he didn't really did really great with people around him.
I
Say
think
that
that's
again.
like teamwork.
About something that about you know like blah blah blah.
Well, it
Talking about
says-
something.
It says explicitly right here that he thought there was a trade-off between performance and values. So he clearly thought that if he was showing like the trust, or teamwork, the accountability and trust, that
Yeah.
would overcompensate the lower performance, which was the reason that he was let go.
Yeah,
So I think that performance is definitely another one that we could list.
that's
Yeah.
true.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Okay.
And then also I think they mentioned like for this, but then the thing is right here in page like 331,
Yes.
it says results oriented is part of accountability. So is it the same value? Because we already mentioned accountability, right? And then here it says in bracket it says results oriented. So if we mention performance, will it be like the same thing?
What I'm thinking is that for this one is what the company want, but for this one is what the company want from the person that they're going to hire.
Yeah, I think they are asking what the company
So
wants.
it's the core, this is the core value of the own company, but this is
Yeah.
the value that they expect from the candidates.
And then the question is the core value of the company.
Okay.
I
So-
think, well, when we look at on 329 where it says central bank's vision, mission, and values, when we look at accountability at the bottom,
Yeah.
it says live up to commitments, accept overall responsibility for behavior, admit mistakes, learn from them, and seek clarity on roles. And since that's their defined definition of accountability and it doesn't mention performance, or I think that we could list that as another one, just because it's not explicitly said in their accountability
yeah,
for this one.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to kind of correlate that with performance, but I think they're speaking more on an ethical perspective.
Yeah.
So do you guys wanna go through each person?
I think we need one more. We need one more.
Yeah, we still need another one.
I think we can put like respectful.
But do we need
Because-
to analyze like Areva and then we choose like a best solution we think to?
So we choose the candidate first.
Not yet. We,
Yeah.
we just
Because we
need
need
to,
to-
we just need to figure out what values
Yeah,
central
because
bank
that's the
has.
first question.
Yeah, so I mean like do we need to analyze like
Yeah.
every candidate?
Yeah, later on we'll do that.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's step 3.
I think the reason why I say respectful is because in Charlotte Webb's interview, because she is the only person who works in the company for so many years,
Yeah.
and then she mentions something that says that she loves the kind of environment where you can value how people do things, and then yeah, she basically in the interview question she mentioned something like sorry. Because like the first question is describe the culture you do your best work, and then Charlotte said like she loves the organization that treat their people well, and then not only for what they have done but also how they do it. So it's more like respectful. And then since she is the only person who works in the company for so many years, so we can like assume this environment that she mentioned is found in the company.
Yeah.
Oh, I get okay.
And it says they focus so much on like relationship, maybe respectful is like a major part of like relationship.
Okay. I think that's a good point, but what?
Because we need like another less obvious value. So
Did you say respect?
yeah.
Because
Is
in
it?
this, in their back to 329
Mhm.
under teamwork, it says work collaboratively with others, share info,
Oh,
respect
yeah.
opinions
Oh.
of others.
It's part of it.
So that's kind of tied into teamwork.
Mm.
The other one that kind of stuck out to me was the fact that they fired him because they said he hadn't built appropriate relationships with other colleagues.
Mm.
We just had a term for it in one of the classes. I think it might have been, it was in the reading.
But
it
this
was-
one is relationship building. I think
But that one is also part of
Yeah.
teamwork, right? Is it part of teamwork?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think that sheet there is speaking more to the actual position and less to like the company's
Yeah,
broad
yeah, that's right.
values.
Because I think this is like the whole company.
Right, it's just for that specific position.
Mm.
Yeah, I think relationships are definitely important.
I guess I want to say networking, but that's not it.
No.
How about something about the community?
How about customers?
Because they say the mission for the community. So
Mm-hmm.
Community,
yeah, maybe some.
That's a good word for it.
Customer?
like connection with stakeholders. Really, that was not like
It's not
connecting, it's
stakeholders,
like,
it's just people like that are in the business but not in that actual section.
I'm not sure what you're thinking of.
How about competitive? Is it? Is anybody that mentioned about competitive? Is the company like competitive?
I think that falls under performance.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can
But-
put it under performance, right?
They
Yeah.
do mention it in vision to be the leader in client relationship.
But that's like performance that we already mentioned.
Well, I think relationships can be different than performance though.
How many do we have?
Well,
We
they
have
have their,
the three.
we have the three listed ones and then yeah, the performance is the fourth one.
Okay.
And I just backed that up by talking about how how the other person was fired, basically
Yeah.
because they couldn't perform.
Yeah. And then you can also mention their vision to become the leader in the industry. Also shows
Yeah,
that
I'll mention that as well, actually.
I'm gonna find this term.
What did you say? How did they say it? Just a leader in the
Um,
industry?
You know, it's
to be the
what it
leader
is.
in
It's
client
no-
relationships.
it's
Client
in here
relationships,
somewhere.
okay.
What kind of term are you looking for?
He doesn't know.
And also their mission for the employees is like for all employees to excel. So that also
Falls
performance.
underneath of performance, yeah,
So there are a lot of
So the
supports.
first one is
Okay.
performance, but the performance includes like all the things he does, right?
Yeah, so that
That's
yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
But do we need to like specify?
I don't know so many.
Wait, actually I have a question.
Here, 1 second, and I'll read off what I've
Okay.
wrote so far, and maybe that'll help.
Is our voice loud enough for that meeting?
I don't know, like,
Do you want to pause and then listen to it?
Yeah, because I scared later in the end the voice is not.
I don't think you can pause it, you'd have to stop and make another video.
Oh.
But this is probably fine, because
Okay,
I've definitely
then-
I've definitely recorded things before.
Okay.
And
so,
yeah,
Nah,
it'll-
just-
it'll be
okay.
I would just leave it, just leave it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what I have so far. The three listed core values, trust, teamwork, and, sorry, I need to rewrite that sentence, but the central bank lists these as explicit values. Another core value we find was implicit is company performance. This was expressed in the reasoning behind the VP's firing. While he met the listed core values of the company, he was still let go mostly for missing financial performance. Additionally, the case mentions the company desire to become a leader in client relationships, which falls under the umbrella of performance. Is there anything else that you want me to say in that? Because there was another thing you mentioned that backed up performance.
Oh, you can say their mission for employees is to create an environment where all employees can excel.
Okay.
So not only for the company but also for the employees. So
To bring out their full potential.
yeah.
But we need one more.
Yeah.
Because it's 5 pounds.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's not 5.
And then I guess she wants something that's really like less obvious. So
I would think it's the power of execution, but I think it is
The
included.
power of
Execution, cause like in the background, the new process is not incompleted. So I think this is one of the reasons that he's fired.
But then that one fall into performance, right?
Yeah, so
and then I think that one is like a job specific, not the entire.
yeah, so I just asked you
Oh,
like
okay.
why don't you specify?
Any more ideas?
I don't know how to say it, but maybe something about like approach, a serious approach, because maybe one of the reasons he also got fired was that he kind of had a like a friendly relationship with his employees and wasn't able to act with the responsibilities of the position because of that relationship. I don't know if there's a better way to say that though, or if it's broad enough for the entire company.
But isn't it fall into performance too? Because he can't perform. That's why I'm just.
No, I mean,
Like everything.
It doesn't fall into
Yeah,
accountability
in a sense,
because
yeah.
like right so.
Okay.
How about something like inspire
How about communication? Like
communication?
he lacks the communication.
Yeah, I think communication.
and I think that kind of talks about that too. I think communication might be a really good way to go.
Yeah.
Communicate.
Yeah.
Let's go for communication.
And also like for the supervisor, he should have more down to asking supervisor, like, but he's been around for so long, like, he may need to report that.
Well, you can say he hadn't built relationships with colleagues for the communication.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else?
Or maybe unable to effectively communicate because he unable to execute the integrate plan, blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
Put that into.
Say that again?
Something about he could communicate effectively with his employee because he can't integrate the new segment, blah blah blah. There's something about the
Okay,
integration.
so he was having a hard time, yeah, okay.
You get it?
Yeah, I'll get that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where is it?
On the first page of.
But is that because of communication or is it because of competence?
Because I was thinking because he couldn't like
I'd say it's
Really?
communication.
relay it with to
Relationship with
his
colleagues.
employees, so employees cannot really understand what he wants,
Mm.
so he can't execute the plan. Should we move on to the second question?
And just say he didn't build relationships with other colleagues. Previous good level smooth integration of new segments, so you could say like he failed to create relationships with colleagues that affected the integration of the new segment. Okay.
And I'm gonna write something here to lead up into it. I'll end up writing it a little bit after we're done. That's number 2.
Number 2.
Someone read it?
How would the person in this position shape and reinforce central bank's values? Be specific about the actions he or she could take. This position shape and reinforce.
Oh, I don't understand the question.
So you have to look back to the 5 values and then see like what a person can do to like reinforce each of these
Mhm.
values. Right? Is it?
Yeah. So I guess we just need to say how each person, or I guess not each person, but one person demonstrates these values and what they're gonna do in that role.
Yeah, yeah.
So So I
Does
guess,
that mean we have to go through each candidate?
I would look at the job description.
Yeah. I don't think we need to select a candidate for this question because
No.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
She can just
I think
say
this is supposed to help us in
ideal
picking.
candidates.
okay. So we could do either, somebody can look at the job posting and we can look at their definition of their values and try to just drag up some formulation of words that sounds well.
And then we can also look at what the previous supervisor, the previous VP is not good at. Then
Okay, so first one is trust.
Well, I think a big thing for trust is this person's gonna have to come back, is gonna have to come into the position and gain back the trust of the employees that are already there right now.
Yep.
So,
So you could say, have to be honest and transparent in the new role in order to gain trust of the employees.
yeah, because particularly for him, the old VP was like really integrated into the company. They all liked him a lot.
Yeah, but he's into people skill too much that he actually involved in
Mhm.
performance part.
Okay.
but one thing he did is that he would blame others for lack of success. So maybe he should like trust.
So accountability, that's like accountability.
Mhm.
Um,
Save that thought. So the next one would be teamwork, or do we wanna go further on trust? Because I mean, we're doing it's only a one page, so I don't know exactly how in-depth we need to go about each one.
Yeah, I mean, what do they mean by how can the person shape? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we might need to come up with some ideas of how they might do that when they get into the new role.
Like specific, like
Yeah.
ways to go about it.
I think for trust, maybe just being honest and open with the employees right when they come into the new role, like stating what their goals are and outlining why they're here and what they expect. So
Yep.
maybe like into the new role, they need to be open and honest. I already used honest, but I'll just change that. About their expectations and goals in being the new team leader.
Yep.
On trust.
Yeah, I guess trust.
I think that's pretty good. So if we wanna do that for each of them, we can give a specific for the value.
And then how they're gonna deal with it.
Yeah. Okay, so teamwork, this is kind of, I guess this kind of goes on with the communication one too. but-
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, is communication's kind of central to those. They can all link up.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, maybe we can say something about communication and that'll lead us into teamwork. We don't have to go in order.
Well, we can put them together
That's true too.
in order to, focus on teamwork and communication.
Maybe something like an open door policy.
Yeah.
That's a good, very good idea, yeah.
And we're focusing on employees a lot. What about like customers and stuff too? Because for like trust and even communication, that's also kind of central.
Is that something that they talk about specifically?
I'm not
Is
sure.
there-
But because they are doing sales, so I think customers is like a major part.
Yeah, especially having like relationships
Mm.
and like, yeah, trust, definitely.
Mhm.
Oh,
I don't understand the question.
So the question is like our first value is the trust. So what can this person do, like the one that hold this position do to make sure the value is in the company?
and like, do we
Right.
need to talk about the specific actions, or like, can I just say he has a good time management skills that can schedule?
I think it's like a specific
Or-
action, like what
or
the
like,
person can do.
I can put it in another way is he will like schedule
Are you
a
saying
weekly
in
meeting
classroom?
to
Yeah,
like
something like
his
that.
team
Yeah,
members
yeah,
report
yeah,
to
Teamwork
him
and
and
communication.
something.
Yeah, I think yeah.
What do you
Maybe for communication you
see
can
here.
say
In order to facilitate positive
And
teamwork
communication, I
communication, the
think
VP
like
could
we can
institute a new
focus
open door
more
policy
about
which would allow
on the
employees and voice
communication
concerns
with
to communicate
customers,
easily.
cause employees we talk about in the team,
Talk about
so we can
respect.
focus
Oh,
more
yeah, because they should talk
on
about respect.
clients.
Yeah, we still need to. I think you can also say, through improved teamwork and communication, the performance. I was gonna say, like, the customer will end up being the main focus.
For the communication with customer, can we say like we encourage the customer to like tell them if they have like any problem,
Yeah.
so that make sure there's no like doubts, there's no misunderstanding, and then can build relationship. Same goes for the employees. So if they have any questions, just like make sure the communication is.
Yeah, that's what he's got.
Mhm.
Yeah, that works.
Is that cool?
Yeah. You could do that too.
Yeah, through improved teamwork and communication, the customer becomes the main focus because the end goal of the organization is to provide value to its clients through the products they sell.
Mm.
So some,
Wait, so is the teamwork or communication? Is it?
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
tied both of those
Yeah,
values
here,
in the
let me
same.
There were two sentences, let me start at the top. In order to facilitate positive teamwork and communication, the new VP could institute an open door policy which would allow employees to voice concerns and communicate easily. Through improved teamwork and communication, the customer becomes the main focus because the end goal of the organization is to provide value to its clients through the products they sell.
Okay.
That's good.
So we kind of tackled the communication and teamwork of the employees, and then we tackled it for the customers.
Okay.
Because the whole goal of the organization is to sell and interact with our clients. So if our teamwork is good and our communication is good, that will lead to our communication being great with our customers as well.
And also, like, do we need to talk about communication with to the upper level, like to the president?
I think that's kind of tied in with the employee part, the open door policy and everything like that.
Cause but like the president will not go into the open
Yeah,
door,
right.
like
Right.
he need him to report to him.
But the thing is, we don't know how the hierarchy of the company works, so
Yeah.
we won't know whether they want to like
Also true.
report to the
Maybe we
authority or
can.
just
Well,
like flat.
and the other thing I think I would say is that we could look at ourselves as the head office and we're hiring this guy.
Mhm.
So we're already communicating like what needs to happen
Okay.
between us.
Cause I was thinking that how are we going to do to like to our shareholders? How will the vice president do to like satisfy the shareholders?
Mm.
Like we mentioned that.
I think
Can we
shareholder,
say-
yeah, go ahead.
Can we say like, so it's for communication, right? So
Yeah.
maybe you can say like the same thing, just encourage them to come up with more ideas about the company and what they want for the company, and then the people working in the company will just like try their best to do it. Because like shareholder, they can always like, as long as there is a communication, as long as the company know what they expect, then they can do it. Is it what you mean?
Oh, actually, it's tied up with customer satisfaction. As
Yeah.
long as customer satisfaction.
The shareholders.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like sometimes the shareholders will like focus on profitability,
Mm-hmm.
like.
Maybe we save that for performance.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Okay.
That's our next one is performance.
The
Mm.
Yeah,
difference.
we got, and accountability is the other one.
Yeah, accountability and
I think
performance.
yeah, we can tie them together.
I'm gonna take care of accountability really quick, because I think the one thing that they had problems with the other guy was he was kind of blaming the head office. So why don't we just say
Yeah.
that the new person in the new role needs to just have direct lines of communication with the head office about performance.
Yep,
And I'll just take care of that,
absolutely.
if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's a simple answer and it just ties everything together.
It's really direct. Should we move on to the question?
I think for the performance, we can also say,
Answer that performance one.
yeah, the performance, we can also say the turnaround thing, because that is one thing that the company wants, but the previous guy cannot do it, because they want like major turnaround, but
Yep.
he couldn't do it, so maybe this is something that you can link it to like performance.
Yep.
So it's something that the company wants to achieve.
Then talk about the potential
Yeah.
to bring out the potential.
Okay. So how do you want to phrase that performance part?
Yeah, sorry, I missed that actually. So you say it again.
Because here it says one of the things that is needed in this new person is that a major turnaround in the company.
Right.
So maybe we can say the company, and then they also want to have like a better relationship with other segment, right? The other business segments. So we can say these two and the performance.
So kind of the new VP could be responsible for
Like
turning
also
around a
financial
Business growth.
yeah. What was it?
321. Like the last one, build relationship with other segments to grow business. You can put that one as like our performance.
I see what you're saying. I just don't know how to. You're talking for performance, right?
Yeah.
Specifically.
Or maybe is there any other thing that we can say for performance?
Well, maybe okay, so we're like the last in the, not region or whatever divisions they're separated in, we're last. So maybe by like building trust and relationships with these other existing branches, we can tap into their success
And improve the performance.
and improve performance. So maybe we should say that person should, like explicitly seek out relationships with existing divisions.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm. I think another part with performance is the reason that they fired this last guy because the integration of the new segment was incomplete. I think that should be tied in because I know somewhere, I think it might be in the actual job description where it says needs to be able to take on new projects and
Yeah, I think I read
maintain
that too.
projects. I know, I'm pretty sure I highlighted it somewhere. Delivering aggressive financial and business growth targets.
Yeah, but I think there was something specific to turnaround.
Yeah.
It's gotta be in there, cause I remember reading it too.
Is it 330? 330, the last sentence. Is it that one? The partnership with all customer segments.
That's not what I was thinking that I read, but it could be right.
Should we also mention about the maintain high levels of motivation through a
That could be an accountability thing, kind of. Maybe.
Or maybe that one we can tie to our third question about which candidate to choose. If we get someone with that kind of personality.
The other thing to remember is we actually have quite a bit of writing already.
I have a question for the communication. So the former vice president didn't work well with other head of of other
Divisions
departments.
or whatever we
Yeah.
wanna call them, yeah.
So did we mention that in our communication?
Yeah, here's what I just wrote. I said the new VP should explicitly seek out relationships with existing divisions to improve performance by tapping into the success of others.
Okay, by the way, I have one question. It mentioned about build new team, exit PU, become deliver. Does that mean that they're going to fire anyone that is not?
Yeah, I I think that means the
compatible.
person has to be able to fire people.
Because the first person that they fired is someone, he never exit anyone before.
So can we
that's
relate it
problem.
with performance? Like we should fire anyone that who can perform.
Yeah, we can say more determined.
Okay, so maybe to reinforce the company's performance or focus on performance,
Yeah.
the new
Oh,
VP
yeah.
I don't know how to
should
say
be
it, but it's kind of
It-
something like that. I mean, I'm not really good at expressing something.
So it's like to ensure high level of performance, the person must be able to fire people. But
Not really, just like if you can perform, then
just go.
Go.
Just get out of here.
recognize when
Just, yeah, when necessary, replacements are needed or something like that.
How to use new songs or like.
if there's one thing I'm bad at, it's being concise.
just.
I really am. I like write emails and they'll be like a page long and then I'll get an email back just like, yep. Just like, damn you.
All right, I think we're good for that
Yeah,
part.
yeah, I think so too,
So let's move on to question 3.
which is the big one.
Yeah. So, which candidate would be the best fit for the values and missions of the central bank? And then be specific with your rationale for hiring the candidate as it relates to the mission and culture. So we have to pick a candidate and then explain why that they demonstrate our 5 different topics.
University is kind of like K5 What's the first one? Is the teamwork, right?
They just trust.
Trust,
Teamwork, accountability, and performance.
Performance.
And then I think and communication is also in
Oh yeah, we can choose the best person and then see who
We can
like
go
which
one
one
by
has
one.
like the
Okay,
most
who
okay,
has the
most trust.
most trust? I would say the first one.
No, because
Oh, maybe the last one, because the
Trust.
last one, he really has a lot of experience with the first line, which means that he really good on
Maybe let's all just talk about why we think one person's the best, and then maybe we
Yeah.
can come to a consensus about like why we think
Okay.
each one.
Mhm.
Because I'm sure we each have different reasons why we like different people.
yeah.
First
Uh,
one.
You
Why
want,
don't
yeah,
we
go
just
ahead.
take turn?
Yeah,
We
it doesn't
go-
matter.
We go by.
It doesn't need to be in any order, just
Yeah.
if you have something you want to
Just
say,
so
go
You're
ahead.
gonna say the first one first, right?
Okay.
The
Why do-
first
why
one.
do you think?
I think the first one is good because she has a very strong communication skills. It looks like a lot of people like her, and then
Mhm.
because she is being respected in the team, and the main thing is she's in the company for a very long time. She's the only one who come from the company, so I assume if you want to get someone who knows how to do things in the company, she will be the person. And another thing is since she has been there for so long, it means that I mean like her cultures align with the company's culture pretty well. If not, she won't be there for so long. And then yeah, but the bad thing is that she didn't have like frontline experience.
Right.
So that is one of the bad thing for her. And she's pregnant.
Yeah.
So that's like the
But
only thing.
you can't consider that.
Which is,
That's
yeah,
just-
it's
yeah.
But
discrimination.
then what if the
Well,
company
is that
wants
discrimination?
Yes.
Yeah.
no, but the thing is like what if the company wants someone now?
Yeah, but then
And you should definitely never consider that.
Yeah,
as a reason
yeah,
not
yeah.
to
Objection
hire
to
someone,
that is that because she was already in that company for a very long time.
Oh, that's
so
true.
She
Yeah, yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
have to take too long to adapt to the culture of the company.
That's
a
So
good point.
basically, it's fine. if
But she get emotional easily.
Yeah, that's because she sometimes get too personal. So maybe
Yeah.
he will cloud, and if she made any decisions, maybe she will be clouded by her judgment because she's kind of biased.
The bad thing is she also never exited anyone. So it's like
Yeah.
the same mistake that the first person did.
Well, it's not necessarily a
But it's
mistake
not really-
because she
yeah.
hasn't had the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's
have the
what I'm
opportunity.
saying.
to
I
fire
actually
her.
chose her.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying one thing good because she can bring the potential.
Oh yeah, that's true. The personal development.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
Because when you're hiring someone, it's just not you hiring one person. You need to hire someone that can actually bring the potential for every, so the company can benefit from it.
Especially they focus on relationship, they must want someone that can help everyone to improve and then teamwork.
The one weakness that you mentioned is she never held a VP position.
She never
or
worked in frontline.
frontline
Yeah.
office
Yeah.
executive thing. The one thing that I thought kind of negated that negative was that most of her interactions have been with the head office in her current role. So I feel like she's already had enough interaction with like executives that she'll be able to
Yeah.
jump into the VP role and just kind of flow into it, I guess. It'd be an easy transition just because she's already dealt with.
But that is one of the weakness, right? Because it's under the 4 considerations.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's really right here is she's very eager to learn.
Oh yeah.
That means that she's fine with just changing.
I think another way to argue is like her resume seems like she tried a lot of different things, so it shows that she can adapt easily. So even though she doesn't
Yeah.
have like the front end
That's
experience,
true.
it doesn't matter because she has previous experience that shows she
She's
learns very
adaptable,
fast.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's one way you can say she's
It
still
sounds
good.
like everyone biased to
Yeah.
Is that everybody's consensus? Because I came into that saying I was going to pick the first person.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
I actually like the third person, but yeah.
Third person?
Yeah, I like the third
Third person is-
person.
Really good though.
The thing is, I know many
Why
girls
don't we
pick the
go
first
to
one.
the second
Yeah,
one?
because go through.
Well, no,
because-
at first I thought the first one too, but as I started reading through the third one and like his answers and stuff too, I think as far as performance, you don't have to worry about anything. Like he's gonna be
Yeah.
able to carry out what you need as far as that goes, and then trust. He's definitely someone who's really, really, really trustworthy.
Yeah, she's-
I think the one caveat about him is he's like, he has that view of people should work for one company like for their entire life. So he might have a hard time firing people or
adapt.
something like that. But I kind of thought that was a positive because earlier in it says that we need to bring in new people
Yeah,
who are
yeah,
going to be
that's
really
true.
successful. So I think he's going to be someone who's going to be really good at hiring.
But he might have problem like adapt to the new company.
I think so. I think that's one of the problems that he could
At
have.
first, I preferred this guy, but later I found that a major issue is that he may not leave the original band.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
They said that.
And it says the value is different. I think somewhere it says that his value doesn't fit into this company.
I mean, the
Something
cost
like
and
that.
benefit,
No, but
maybe not
His
that.
value is respect and dignity.
But then in like the 4 consideration part, it says his ability to adjust to the culture is questionable.
Yeah.
So because I think culture is a big thing. If you cannot fit, you cannot fit. And then yeah.
If you
One
cannot
of-
do, you cannot perform.
Yeah, one of the other things in the intro that they stated was it was like about financial competence.
Oh yeah, and I guess he is not.
And it says here that he lacked analytical and strategic depth.
It's
Oh.
true. That is one thing that I didn't realize that as much either.
And that was kind of, for this guy, that was the big thing that kind of
That
stood
led
out
you
as
off.
the first person.
I hear you.
And I think he's old, something like he's retiring soon.
He's like 50.
Yeah, he's 50.
So
I'm not sure whether
Maybe
he
he's not that old.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
nobody wants to fight for the second guy.
No one really.
But the second guy, like my friend told me, like I know it was one team they chose second guy, and one of the reason is because even though he likes to like come and then he leaves, that kind of person, but if he is very good and to help the company to profit, so
Yeah.
it's a good thing for the company. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't care how long you stay, but as long as you make money for the company, and then even
Yeah.
though if you leave, it's still beneficial for the company. So that's like one of the arguments because they focus a lot on like result orientation.
Yeah.
So if you want to say just like goal oriented, he's definitely the kind of person. But
Well, I think
don't
in
like
that
him,
sense,
so.
he meets our core value performance for sure.
Yeah,
I
but
think
maybe
for the
not.
company, I think trust and like accountability,
Mhm.
especially when his answer about spending more money than he should have, like that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
accountability
I
that's
remember
really
that.
questionable.
And the toughest call, the toughest call.
Oh,
Yeah.
really arrogant answer on that
Yeah.
I
one too. Yeah.
hate it.
And then he also like never give credit to other people. He will
Yeah.
take all the work for himself, that kind of thing. So.
Well, I think that
But in
falls
some
away from
way,
teamwork and
actually-
stuff
Yeah,
like
so
that.
it's
Absolutely.
bad.
In some way, actually, I think it's good in terms of performance.
But bad
because-
for teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
think-
won't want to work with someone like this, right? So.
Well, I think that's why I picked the third guy was just because I see him as the person who'd be able to step in and like handle the employees the best and would integrate himself into the new system. But I think definitely the not having the analytical ability because that was her strength.
Mhm.
Charlotte Webb. Charlotte's Webb.
So we want to go with the first person
Yeah, I
then?
think that's fine.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Alright.
So let's get explicit about what our reasons are.
You want to pick a first one?
Charlotte Webb.
Sure. Good people skills.
For trust?
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
trust, for teamwork,
Oh yeah, for communication.
accountability. Yeah, basically
She has
covered
everything, right? Maybe we need to look at what she's not good at and like and kind of like counter it.
They get too personal thing. I think
Mm.
she's too emotional and too.
But then
Plus-
if Aaron loves her, it doesn't matter.
No, plus actually she has someone in the company, right?
Yeah.
Like her
Yeah.
father,
Uncle.
uncles or something like that. I think actually
That's a
people
good thing.
might view that as a bias or people might be judgmental about that.
Say again?
Because she has an uncle in that same company, so maybe if we hire her.
He's in another company, it's just somebody that they deal with often.
Although on that note, I did have that thought too, though, is that
Central Bank.
a lot of her experiences with the head office, you mentioned that,
Mhm.
but her just, because we have to look at it from like the employee's perspective, we just fired the guy that they really liked. Because most low-level employees don't give a crap about performance. All they care about is going to work, getting their paycheck, and leaving. So they really like this guy. So we're gonna fire him, and then we're gonna bring in someone from the head office. So it could look like they are not gonna like her right away, just because of she has kind of like a, I don't know, like a corporate feel to her.
I don't know, I think when we're answering this question, we should just try to sell it like she's the
Positive.
best.
Yeah. No, I know. We don't want to be like this person's great, but
But, yeah.
no, I know what you mean.
And relate with the central bank core value. I think that we find that.
Yeah, I said, just to start off, I said the first we chose the VP position is Charlotte Webb. We find her skills and experience most closely aligned with Central Bank's values and the demands of the position.
Yeah, so let's just, I think this will be the easiest way, let's highlight 3 or 4 of her attributes that we think are the reason that we hired them, and then tie them in
To the
to
five.
the
Yeah, absolutely.
trust. So,
Okay.
first one, I guess we can say she emphasis on personal development.
Okay.
So her emphasis on personal development will increase the performance of the employees, leading to let's see how we'll say that, better, yeah.
I'm using so many junk words,
So,
but.
yeah.
Accelerated teamwork is the most bullshit business statement ever.
Good one.
We should also mention that because she has been in a lot of positions, so she's really good at adaptive.
And she learns
Yeah.
things very
And
fast.
she's
Well, I
very
think-
eager to learn.
I think the eager to learn one is something that, well, what you were saying though first made me think of this though, is like the whole, a lot of positions, she's been in the same one, so I think that leads into trust, right?
Yeah, and easily integrated into the culture of the company already.
Yeah. So her experience with multiple positions in the company.
Yeah. Her internal workings.
Or maybe we can say about that because she has many positions, that's why she's very good analytical.
Say that again?
Oh,
Very
yeah.
analytical.
Yeah.
What do you say?
So for performance, like
So
she's
she
gonna be
can-
able to
yeah.
meet the, yeah,
She can thrive in performance.
absolutely.
And then for the communication, you can see she has like great people skills because she is respected and well liked by the team.
And very good influence skills.
Yeah.
And she's also well connected with other segments of the business just because she's been there for so long.
Yeah.
That's good for
Yeah.
communication, yeah.
Yeah, and also because like she is a big picture thinker and like she may hire and exist like
Mm-hmm.
for the
Yeah.
benefits for the whole company.
Yeah, because like long-term perspective.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
she can probably tie up all the
yeah.
business segments.
It's beneficial for the company's sustainability.
So where were we at? I got,
Yeah, that's good.
I'm at teamwork, her experience, oh no, I'm at trust, her experience in multiple positions, her fits in trust, her experience in the industry, expensive working with the head office.
Okay. What else say
The
that
long
again.
term perspective.
Yeah, the big picture, long-term perspective will help her to, will help her know like exactly what kind of people she wants and what kind of people she doesn't want.
Okay. So she has the
Understood.
ability to see the big picture,
Yeah,
which,
and it's really beneficial for the corporation's sustainability and profitability in the long run.
Yep.
And then to add up to that, she has a lot of good relationship with people from different departments. Maybe we can say about, we can add more about, so she can integrate a new segment more successfully than the previous
The
one.
previous one. Yeah. Yeah, because the previous one it says no goodwill to help smooth integration of new segments. So
Yeah.
this one she has the relationship, so she can do it.
Did you get?
yeah.
And she's also very competitive because she has.
Successful in communicating.
Yeah, I
Okay,
can say
I just said,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like she
Saying
has
to be
good
successful
influencing
at
skills because the
communicating
former
and,
like VP cannot make some tough people from tough
Integrating a new
clients
segment,
Yes.
communicating
like
with.
return call, but like she will make
She
them.
will because what?
Because like for the last one day, she has good influencing
Yep.
skills and
Mhm.
delivered initiatives and despite competing agendas.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
she's very competitive.
But then, yeah. But does that mean that she is willing to fire someone?
So we've tackled
No, I mean like
performance,
she can make some
communication,
tough
trust.
clients call. Like
Yeah, I
she
think I
can
can say something more about
she can build a
performance,
long-term
but that's easy. I just
relationship
need to mention that she
even
just
with
has
some
the
tough
abilities.
clients.
Okay.
I'd say that we
Oh,
just
yeah.
like the analytical.
I don't actually quite get it, like what is
Okay.
tough
Will be
people
solid.
calls.
I think it's not only some
Her
tough
existing
clients, but
experience
also
with
tough
Her,
employees.
I
we
was-
can just say her
but
past
You
we
want to know about
experience
like
with the
you can
bank
fire people or not?
Yeah, that's what I'm
has
thinking.
developed
Maybe you should ask
strong
them.
analytical skills.
yeah. I would think that like some
Forecast,
clients, yeah.
If it's clients, then your point is, yeah, is great. It's a very strong point.
Skills.
We all three have one question. What is going to make the tough people calls mean?
Can make tough people close. I think that's firing people.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
people.
firing people. That's
Okay.
deciding. and I
I've
wrote-
never seen it phrased like that either, so.
Okay. I would think that like you make some tough clients.
She has like clients.
That could be it. Maybe he
Yeah.
couldn't call people on
That
the
is
phone.
actually the downside of
Charlotte. Yeah, don't mention it.
Oh, what, as far as like being able to fire someone?
yeah,
'Cause she
because
don't
get
think-
too
I don't think she-
personal,
yeah.
too emotional.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, I think, the downside as well.
Mhm. And then she never exited.
But she
anyone,
can
so.
she can write emails if she cannot make calls. She can write like fire
But
emails.
still, you have to.
Alright, so
find
let me read what I have so far, and
Yeah.
if there's anything you guys wanna add to it, we can do that. So the person we choose for the new VP position is Charlotte Webb. We find her skills and experience most closely aligned with Central Bank's values and the demands of the position. Her emphasis on personal development will increase the productivity of our employees through accelerated teamwork. Her experience in multiple positions within Central Bank provides a sense of trust, not just because of her experience in the industry, but specifically working with the head office. She also has the ability to see the big picture, which will lead to more successful hiring. This is a positive for the long-term profitability and success of the firm. Because she has solid existing relationships with those in other divisions of the company, we believe she will be successful in communicating with and integrating the new segment. Her past experience with the bank has allowed her to develop strong analytical skills integral to the position's success.
Yeah.
I think that tackles it all.
Think of impact.
How long do we have? Like, I don't know. Is it
We're
one?
like right at a page.
Is it single
Okay.
space?
Hmm?
Is it single space?
Yes.
For
But actually, we're done.
Oh.
We're pretty much done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're done. We're definitely done. We just gotta submit it.
Can you?
Do you guys want to go through the core value? Do you want to change it or?
Change what?
Is there anything about it?
Because of the communications.
Do you want me to read
Pretty
through
much the
the
same
other
thing.
ones and see
Or
if
do
you
you
guys?
want to like put it in Google Doc and then because the deadline is on Monday, so we still have
That's
like a
true, we
few
don't
days.
need to
Yeah.
turn
We
it
don't
in
have to
right
like
away.
rush it through today. We can go home and think about it.
Alright, I can do that. I'll make a Google Doc tonight and I'll throw it up
Yeah.
there, and if you guys have any thoughts, you wanna.
Do you
put
have
them
our emails?
Oh yeah.
in. I don't, so let me put that in there right now.
You can just.
Yeah, I can write it.
You
Yeah,
can,
that's fine.
You can stop the
Ah.
video.
Yeah, definitely can stop
Okay.
me.
It's probably like